What's up, guys? Lance the Obscure Movie Guy coming to you once again with another fun-filled, fact-filled video that you probably won't care about, but we're going to do it anyways. Trying to change the world one post at a time, and what you just saw was a little snippet of one of the most impressive and coolest things I've seen in a long time. But before we dive into why it's so impressive and cool, let's talk about the story of 2023's Unhinged. Unhinged tells the story of a young lady named Paula who is at her uncle's house in South Florida trying to batten down the hatches, shut the shutters, and get the house prepared for the incoming hurricane while her uncle is out of town. In the midst of all this, we also find out from a newscast that there are multiple cities throughout the country that are experiencing some sort of aggressive behavior from people taking a drug called Z-MAP, kind of like Z-Pack. Now, Z-MAP was a drug that was conjured up by her uncle, who happens to be out of town, and there are people in the area that don't want to turn into what are most likely to be zombies and want to try and get into the house to see if there is an antidote. Now, the title Unhinged is a little bit of a play on words as we find out that these humans are coming unhinged and turning into these violent creatures, and it's also a play on words to the house itself as one of the windows becomes unhinged and allows people access into the house. However, there's also a little bit of a twist where things aren't always as they quite seem with some of the other characters that she runs into. The three main characters that we meet is Paula, which is played by Crystal Millie Valdez, Rose, played by Sarah Grant, and John Barry Green, who plays Greg. I hope I got all of their names correct. I'm pretty sure I said one or two of them wrong. Now, breaking this down from a critical standpoint, the production value, as I often go over, very good. Minimal audio issues, minimal visual issues. Storyline is great. I love the aspect of the storyline. I'm always about a good zombie apocalypse film. And this one I liked because it's kind of on the cusp of catching it right at the beginning of something happening. The other thing that I liked was the play on words with the title itself. But the most impressive thing that you're going to find with this film is that it is roughly 50 minutes. And it is all done with one camera, one shot, one take. And that is what Real Theater Productions is all about. Now, Real Theater Productions was founded by Sarah Grant and Cindy Thagard, and they specialize in doing basically what Unhinged was. A one-shot film, basically a screenplay, not even a screen, it's stage play adapted into a screenplay in real time. Let me see if I can break it down a little bit better than that.
Real Theater Productions is a film production company combining the spirit of theatrical performance and the convenience of home streaming services to create a new hybrid between theater and film. RTP creates live films, which is exactly what the name implies. Instead of a play that is filmed, it is quite literally a live movie. There is no post-production. Once the director yells action, they go and cannot stop. The performance is captured and streamed to you as the story unfolds in real time. If something goes wrong, they have to figure it out on the spot. It is a delicate dance between theater and cinema, keeping the narrative dexterity of filmmaking and marrying it with the thrill of live performance from theater.
So that little excerpt there is from their official website, realtheaterproductions.com, which I highly recommend everybody go out and look and see. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, but Lance, there are one-shot movies that do exist. What about things like 1917? Yes, the World War I drama is essentially a one-shot film. However, it's not. It's technically done with multiple cameras and multiple shots that were spliced together to make it look like one shot. Now, Extraction 2, which came out last year as well with Chris Hemsworth, had a 21-minute one-shot take for an action sequence, a prison fight in the prison yard. There was also a similar one-shot take in Extraction 1, which was about 11 minutes long. And these are things that we see throughout a lot of other films. You could take something as simple as Pulp Fiction, where Samuel L. Jackson and John Travolta have about a 5-minute conversation about rubbing one's feet, before they go in and go over the whole English mother do you speak it scene. So it's something that Quentin Tarantino has adapted into some of his films, are very long, multi-minute one-shot takes, usually with a conversation. But this is a whole film, and I can't even express how complicated it has to be. Granted, you only see 3 or 4 people on screen at a time, but when you watched Unhinged, everything takes place in this house, and it is very confined, which is another thing that I liked from a horror aspect, because it kind of makes you feel like the walls are closing in on these people. But then you also look at it from a theater standpoint, and you're like, man, there's got to be people hiding around the corners, because there is no backstage in this scenario. There's got to be people hiding in the bathroom, people going over lines, people having to do makeup. If something goes wrong, they have to fix it on the fly, because there's no stopping the camera once it starts. And that's probably the most impressive thing about real theater productions, is their ability to try and pull this off. Now, coincidentally, Unhinged was basically just an experiment that they wanted to try and pull off, and they did very well. But the next thing that RTP is working on is a classic. It is going to be Macbeth, and they're titling it Macbeth: A Conjuring, which is going to be a little bit of a different twist, maybe a little bit more of a horror aspect on top of the old classic Shakespeare play, Macbeth. Now, for this, they've teamed up with M&M Productions and Shakespeare Troupe, both based out of South Florida, to try and pull this off. And M&M Productions, not to be confused with the rapper or the candy, build sets for theaters to try and do this stuff. Obviously, Shakespeare Troupe, given by the name, is a troupe that specializes in dealing with Shakespeare. Now, Seth Trucks was the writer and director for Unhinged, and he has a theatrical background with Shakespeare, acting and directing, so he will be heading this project as well. Now, Macbeth is set to have its debut December 5th. In fact, December 5th to December 7th, they're going to be doing staged performances. And then December 12th to the 15th, they're going to be doing live audience and live stream. So that's got to be a lot to take on in a little bit of time. Now, they've been working behind the scenes on this for a very long time. Now, I highly recommend everybody go check out realtheaterproductions.com. You can look them up on Facebook. They've got a YouTube channel. They've got an Instagram. I'm going to try and put it all right here so you guys can go check it out and look them up. Now, the most impressive thing, like I said, one-shot take. No mistakes, or even if there is mistakes, they got to fix it on the fly. And the beauty of Macbeth is that the cinematographer that they had and that they're going to be using is also a stage actor. He goes by the name of Manny Zaldivar, and I'm probably saying that wrong as well, so I apologize, Manny. He's actually the one that sent me the link for Unhinged, and I was really impressed with Unhinged. I'm not big on Shakespeare, but I do want to check this out because of the adaptation of how they're going about this. To do this, the way they're doing it, you just got to watch it to really take it in and see how impressive it is and how they really pulled it off. So guys, look, I highly recommend go to the YouTube channel, not mine. Well, go to my YouTube channel as well, but go to Real Theater Productions, like, subscribe, and comment. Check out Unhinged. Look at some of their other videos that they got. It goes a little bit behind the scenes with how they do the process for Macbeth and stuff like that. You can check me out as well, YouTube. Like, subscribe, and comment to my YouTube channel. Check me out on Facebook. Check out Real Theater Productions on Instagram and Facebook as well. Guys, get your tickets to check this out because it is going to be a sight to behold. I'm telling you, December 12th to the 15th, live stream, live film is the best way I can put it. A stage play adapted into a screenplay in real time, and it is one of the coolest things I've seen in a long time. So for Unhinged, I would give it an 8 out of 10. I do want to give it a 10 out of 10, but the beauty of Real Theater Productions is they know that they can do better because they learned so much from doing it the first time. They're going to do it again with Macbeth. But I'm going to give Unhinged an 8 out of 10. Personally, I'd give it a solid 10, but I know that there's room for improvement with what they're doing, and they're going to go all out with Macbeth, and I can't wait to see what they're going to try and put together going into 2025. So, guys, check us out. Like, subscribe, and comment to my channel. Go check out Real Theater Productions. Go watch Unhinged. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I will see everybody in the next video.